Hey guys, welcome back to Glam Finds, and I'm here with a list. I like to call it a rose for everyone. This is about rose fragrances that aren't super heavy in rose, and I feel like mostly they're all pretty unisex. I mean, they're all very unisex. I think honestly, rose fragrances tend to be pretty unisex, but I think this should cover a rose fragrance for everyone, even if you're not the biggest fan of rose. You just want something with that freshness that rose has to offer. Or just, I don't know, some people find rose really sexy. Some people don't, and that's okay. But let's start this list. The way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to start with more of a daytime scent, and I'm going to kind of get you down up until the one that I feel is the most appropriate for evenings. So let's get this show on the road. So the first one on this list is one that is not talked about at all. I think there are a few reviews available online. Shout out to Brian for sending me this bottle because I actually hadn't heard too much about it, but I really enjoy it now, and it's going to be Paco Rabanne 1 Million Cologne. So the bottle is actually transparent, as you can kind of tell right there, but it's got a gold back. This one actually has a cap, which I kind of prefer, honestly. I feel like the sprayer on this, let me just hit it once. Way better than the other ones because it's just easier to use. But let's talk about the scent itself. So this is, to my nose, kind of a Paco Rabanne Invictus-y, that bubblegummy vibe that you're gonna get from that mixed with rose. So it's got aquatic, so I guess more of an Invictus Aqua, I would say. So the bubblegumminess of the Invictus Aqua and that freshness of that. It's got rose and it's got a lot of freshness to it, to my nose. So I feel like if you're looking for a daytime scent, something you can wear kind of earlier, I don't think it's cloying. Yeah, it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. I feel like this can be worn any time of day. I've worn it in the heat. I liked it in the heat as well because you've got that rose. I don't think it's an overwhelming rose. I think it's a nice fresh rose with a good amount of sweetness. I really like it. I will do a full video on it soon. I'm super behind on my reviews of bottles, but I will be busting out a ton of videos over the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to do, rather than 3 a week, I think I'm going to start adding 1 to 2 bonus videos a week because I do need to catch up. However, again, this one's really underrated. Really great, fun, playful daytime rose fragrance. Next. So this next one is a clone of a Creed fragrance, you know, because we don't have enough of those in general. But I've never smelled the fragrance that this clones, but I really like this fragrance, and it's going to be Rasasi Al Wisam Day. And before I get too into this, I've already reviewed this, so I'm not going to go too into detail, but this is a semi-vintage batch. It's not exactly what you'd be getting if you purchase it now, unless you purchase it from somewhere that says, well, semi-vintage batch. I got it from fragrancespot.ca, and that's what it said. This fragrance is a nice rose fragrance, and in true Rasasi style, it's got a really nice musk. It's got woods, clary sage, and it opens up with a bit of that freshness. It doesn't stay too long. There is bergamot, but I don't feel like the bergamot lasts for that long. It's nice. However, this is a nice, sweet, spicy fragrance to me. I feel like the sweetness in this is not overwhelming. It still is pretty sexy. This one is probably one of the more versatile rose fragrances that you're gonna get. I like it a lot. I think in the opening, I kind of thought that it was gonna go a different direction, but when I had this on, the sillage trail and the compliments, and it was really nice for how cheap it is. I'm gonna link it down below for whatever the cheapest price I can find is, but this one is really good bang for your buck. I checked Fragrantica, and it seems like newer batches are also really good performers, so it doesn't seem like you're gonna have an issue with this. In fact, some people said that the newer batches are better performers, so that's gotta be pretty good. I feel like this one is really playful. However, again, it transitions really well from day to night, but in terms of night, I don't know that this would be a formal event fragrance for me. I think potentially a date night. However, it's not very dark, but if you wanted to wear a rose fragrance during the day and be able to wear it during a date night, I think this would work just fine. Again, I like this one a lot. I don't think you're gonna not enjoy this one. I don't think you're gonna find anyone that doesn't enjoy this one. It may not be your favorite fragrance. However, if you haven't smelled it, I really would. It smells really good, and it's got Rasasi performance. So I feel like that kind of says everything. If you can get this for a good deal, I would definitely snag a bottle of this up. Next. Okay, I'm not gonna do a full review of this because I did that super recently. So I'm not even gonna spend too much time introducing it. It's gonna be Moschino's Toy Boy. I like the bottle a lot. It's one of the reasons I had no problem blind buying the big bottle. It's a nice fragrance. It's not seductive. To be honest, I would actually say that Al Wisam Day is a little bit more seductive than this one. This is really nice for a formal event. It's a little different. It's a spicy rose fragrance that no one's gonna dislike. Honestly, I think it's a really safe work fragrance, but it transitions really nice to a nice formal event. You could totally wear it to a date night, but again, not seductive at all. Nice, you're gonna get complimented, but it's not a come hither type of fragrance, so don't expect that. I think the one thing I didn't mention in the video of Toy Boy, and I kind of noticed it today, on occasion, and this isn't every time I wear it, I feel like the clove I can sometimes detect and I like, but it's not an every time type of thing, and I think I have to be looking for it to notice it, but when I do find it, I enjoy it quite a bit. This is spicy from the LME. It's not super rose heavy on my skin. I feel like I have to disclaim that because I don't know what your skin is gonna pull, because it's not gonna pull the same exact thing as my skin, and that's fine. But I don't think there's anyone's skin that this is gonna be, you know, off-putting on. It's really safe and it's really good. And for the price, I honestly think if you wanted to blind buy this, you wouldn't be too disappointed. Next. All right, so this next one, I will say, is definitely discontinued. So if you don't have it, I would recommend to get a bottle. Worst case scenario, you can sell it when the price goes up, because it always does. But you're gonna kick yourself if you don't get it, and it's gonna be YSL L'Homme Ultime. There you go. And this is a ginger dominant fragrance for sure. I really like it. You get the rose, you get kind of a cedar base. You can detect apple on it, not every day, but sometimes I do detect that apple, and I think the apple's really nice in here. I mean, I think that's a characteristic of the L'Homme line anyways, but there's a little bit of cardamom. It's not really heavy on that. To my nose, what you're gonna detect more than anything is gonna be that ginger, and it's nice, it's spicy. I actually, not only do I get a lot of compliments with this, this does have a little bit of that seduction factor to it. People do like this because it does have that sweetness. It draws people in, and it's a nice rose fragrance. And in fact, if you don't like rose at all, I feel like you would have no problem wearing this fragrance, because again, this is mostly ginger. So if you're just wanting to ease into this, I would urge you to buy a bottle of L'Homme Ultime, and I'd urge you to buy it sooner rather than later. I'm actually going to link the YSL Beauty site down below, and I'm going to give you guys the code. I don't know if it's going to be still running when I post this video, but right now they're running a 50% off beauty buys, which means they're discontinued and they're gonna take them off the site once they're sold out. So I think you can get a 2-ounce bottle for $40. If you can get it cheaper, do that. But if you can't, I'm just gonna go ahead and link that down below. Next. Okay, so out of all these, in my opinion, this fragrance is the perfect rose nighttime fragrance. And it's going to be Rochas Moustache EDP. Now, I think that this is a really nice fragrance, but I don't feel like it's heavy in the rose. This is a benzoin balm with some vanilla. I can pick up the patchouli. I really like patchouli. It's not a dirty patchouli at all. It's a nice, clean, kind of sweet patchouli. Little hints of chocolate in here. Not like Tom Ford's Black Orchid or anything like that. Just like a little touch, and it's honestly perfect. There's a little bit of rose. It's not rose dominant by any means, but it's such a nice date night fragrance. Out of all these, to me, this would be the #1 for date night. No one's gonna dislike this. I don't know anyone that doesn't like vanilla. It's weird if you do. And for the most part, you can usually find this. It does go on and off discounters. You can usually find it between $35 and $45. I wouldn't pay $1 more than that for this 4.2-ounce bottle. By the way, it's a really nice bottle. Really heavy cap, really heavy bottle. I wouldn't pay more than that because it is available for less. I bought my first bottle for, I don't know, like around 35, and then my second bottle, Drop Down Fragrance by Rasasi, again for 35, so I got it a second time then when I accidentally over decanted and ended up having to get a second bottle so I could have a little bit for myself. But yeah, to me, this is a really nice rose fragrance. If you want a rose fragrance that's not too rosy. Weird to say, I don't feel like any of these are too rosy. I actually think these are really nice introductions into the world of rose, and I think you have a rose fragrance for every occasion when it comes to these 5 fragrances. Now, if you have any questions, drop them down below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!